Assalamualaikum. Today we are going to present about how National Anti-Drug Agency (NADA) manage drug-free nation. On 7 February 1996, the government approved the Aadk Act 2004 and also approved the establishment of the National Anti-Drug Agency (NADA). NADA was given a mandate and main functions in the aspects of prevention, arrest, enforcement, investigation, and prosecution of offenders involved in drug problems, as well as providing treatment to drug addicts. The main vision of NADA is to make Malaysian society free from drugs. This is because when our country is free from drugs, Malaysian society will live in peace without having any fear against the dangerous drug addicts. The purpose of NADA was established to prevent people's addiction to drugs and to reduce drug use and eliminate drug suppliers who are still free out there. NADA also plays a role in treating drug addicts who want to quit their addiction and giving encouragement to both those who want to change and those who have not yet returned to the bottom of the road. There are several important aspects about the strength of the NADA in dealing with drug problems in Malaysia. Number one is education and awareness. To stop drug misuse among the general population, particularly among young people, NADA actively conducts education and awareness campaigns. The act serves to increase public awareness of the risks associated with drug use and the value of leading a healthy lifestyle. The second point is the treatment and rehabilitation. For individuals who have been involved in drug misuse, NADA offers rehabilitation facilities. The goals of this therapy program are to promote the patient's social reintegration process and aid in their physical and mental recovery. The third one is law enforcement. NADA also cooperates with other enforcement agencies such as police and custom to tackle the problem of drug smuggling and trafficking. They also carry out screening tests to identify and take appropriate actions against individuals involved in drug problems. The last one is a research and development. NADA also conducts studies to better understand drug usage trends and identify more potent ways to address drug-related issues. However, there are still challenges remaining, such as limited resources, inadequate awareness in some communities, and the increasingly complex issue of drug trafficking. Nevertheless, NADA's strength lies in their continued commitment to addressing it from multiple angles.
The weakness of NADA is resource constraints. This is said because the government allocates a limited budget and costs difficult for NADA to implement large-scale programs. NADA also lacks sophisticated technology to monitor and enforce drug abuse. In addition, NADA also lacks of facilities for the rehabilitation of drug addicts, such as limited treatment places and also the lack of follow-up programs, which cause addicts to have a high potential to return to drug addiction.
And today I will talk about the opportunities of NADA in addressing the drug problem in Malaysia. First of all, leverage social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok for public awareness campaigns. These platforms are highly effective in reaching younger audience by creating engaging and informative content. NADA can increase public awareness about the dangers of drug abuse and promote prevention campaigns. Next, benefits from supportive policies like the National Policy for Resources and Funding. Another significant opportunity is the support provided by government policies such as the National Anti-Drug Policy. This allows NADA to secure necessary resources and funding, enabling the agency to implement large-scale initiatives and strengthen its program effectively. The third one is expand grassroots efforts like drug-free neighborhood with training and local leader support. NADA can also expand its community-based program like the Drug-Free Neighborhood Initiative. By providing training and resources to local leaders, this program can foster stronger grassroots engagement, ensuring sustainable community involvement in drug prevention efforts. And the last one is collaborate to pool resources for rehabilitation, community outreach, and education campaigns. Partnership with NGOs and the private sector present an excellent opportunity.
Hello everyone, I'm going to tell you about threats and challenges faced by National Anti-Drug Agency (NADA) in handling the drug cases. First, corruption and misuse power. This happens when an official who is responsible for handling the case or a high-ranking official take bribe or is paid by drug syndicate and dealers to leak information. This is a very serious threat to NADA because it can slow down the process to arrest the syndicate or overcome the case even the plan discussed is a good and a fast plan. For example, when NADA get information about the location of the drug collection or the location of the syndicate, NADA employees will carry out a raid operation. But when they reach the location, they have been abandoned. This is because some of them leak information about the operation to the syndicate or the dealer. The second one is lack of resources and use of less sophisticated technology. There are drug cases that are hard to handle by NADA. It is caused by the lack of resources provided by the government. Example of resources that are lacking are resources in terms of people, money, and even in technology. In terms of technology, the technology used by drug syndicate and dealers is more sophisticated than the technology provided by the NADA. This can make it difficult for NADA to trace the location of the drug and the activity of the drug dealers. The third one is less support from the community, as we know that drug cases in our country are increasing despite the various alternatives that have been implemented by NADA. This happened due to a lack of support from the community. Most people do not know much about this drug problem and some of them do not get exposure to the dangers of drug use. For example, among parents and school, parents can remind their children by taking them to a campaign organized by NADA. In addition, on behalf of the school, NADA officers can be invited to the school to give lecture and seminar on drug cases that are increasingly prevalent among the students. The last one is excessive workload on employees. As the number of cases increase, the burden of an officer also increase. The shortage of officers has caused many cases to not be solved within the stipulated time. The number of cases that need to be solved by an officer is more than 2 cases per person. This can lead to a decrease in productivity at work and inefficiency in the process of handling such cases.
So the first one is establish cooperation between the public and the government. Its goal is to always collaborate in order to address the growing problem of drug usage in Malaysia, particularly among adolescents. For instance, the government and the general public must keep an eye on suspicious activity and take prompt action when it is reported. Furthermore, parents must assist by keeping an eye on and taking responsibility for their children. Strict customs regulations should also put in place to identify and to stop drug entry into the nation.
We recommend that awareness and prevention of drug use are the key to fight the menace of harmful drugs. We should involve parents, teachers, and other family members in combating drug addiction by detecting early signs that may be present in teenage children. This way, we can get to prevent drug addicts amongst the teenagers and adults. The government should also organize more programs involving drugs so that they can raise awareness about how dangerous drugs are if we are already addicted because they can lead to death. In addition, the government needs to further tighten the laws of the country by giving appropriate punishment to drug addicts who refuse to receive treatment and refuse to stop drug addiction, so that our country will be a clean country from any case involving drugs.
My recommendation is encourage policy innovation by strengthening drug demand reduction policies. NADA need to invest more resources into prevention and education campaigns targeting vulnerable populations, including youth and low-income groups. Next, incorporating harm reduction strategies. Beyond enforcement, harm reduction measures can help minimize the negative consequences of drug abuse. For example, establishing safe injection sites in high-risk areas could prevent overdose and the spread of disease like HIV or AIDS, while also encouraging addicts to seek rehabilitation.
My recommendation to manage drug cases in Malaysia is adding field of study in the field of drug crime and increasing the sophistication of technological system. If If many people continue their study in this field, the number of educated officers will increase. With their skill, there are various alternatives that will be expressed by them. Then, the number of drug cases will be reduced easily, and the process of handling the cases will be much faster. Other than that, when the technology used is getting more sophisticated, then we can easily detect and get information about the drug dealer. Besides, we can also surpass the technology used by the syndicate. For the conclusion, in a country there will be a special agency or council established by the government to overcome the problem of drug trafficking that occurs in the country. There are various alternatives that the agency conduct and does. The alternatives provided are in terms of investigation, arrest, exposure, prevention, and rehabilitation. However, this drug case is still prevalent in the country. This does not show weakness or fault on the part of the agency, but show that despite the various efforts made, this case cannot be completely contained. Therefore, the support and assistance from the people is very important to help in solving this drug problem.